The Road Less Traveled. The Life Lessons That Can Transform Everything. Introduction. Today we're exploring one of the most influential self-development books ever written, The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. The book begins with a simple sentence that has become famous around the world. Life is difficult. At first glance, that statement may sound pessimistic. But Peck's point is actually liberating. Many of our frustrations come from expecting life to be easy. When we accept that challenges are a natural part of existence, we stop wasting energy resisting reality and start focusing on growth. Throughout this book, Peck explains how discipline, love, personal growth, and spirituality can help us build a meaningful life. His message is clear. The path to fulfillment is not the easy road. It is the road less traveled. Let's explore the book's most powerful lessons. Part 1. Life is difficult. One of the biggest reasons people suffer is because they constantly try to avoid pain. We postpone difficult conversations. We avoid making hard decisions. We distract ourselves from uncomfortable emotions. We search for shortcuts. But according to Peck, problems are not interruptions to life. Problems are life. Every challenge contains an opportunity for growth. The moment we solve one problem, we become a slightly stronger version of ourselves. Think about learning a new skill. In the beginning, everything feels difficult. Mistakes are frequent. Progress is slow. Yet every obstacle teaches us something valuable. The same principle applies to relationships, careers, finances, and personal development. The goal is not to eliminate problems. The goal is to develop the strength and wisdom needed to face them. When we stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" our entire perspective changes. Life remains difficult, but we become capable of handling its difficulties. Part 2. The Power of Discipline. Peck argues that discipline is the foundation of personal growth. Without discipline, we become controlled by our impulses, emotions, and immediate desires. With discipline, we gain the ability to shape our future. He identifies 4 key tools of discipline. Delaying gratification. Human beings naturally want rewards now. We want comfort today instead of long-term success tomorrow. We want entertainment instead of learning. We want spending instead of saving. But successful people understand the importance of delaying gratification. They are willing to accept temporary discomfort for greater future rewards. A student studies today to build a better career tomorrow. An athlete trains today to achieve excellence later. An entrepreneur sacrifices comfort today to create opportunities in the future. The ability to delay gratification separates those who drift through life from those who intentionally build the life they want. Every meaningful achievement requires patience. Accepting responsibility. Many people spend years blaming circumstances, other people, bad luck, or society for their problems. Peck argues that growth begins when we take responsibility. This doesn't mean we are responsible for everything that happens to us. It means we are responsible for how we respond. We cannot control every situation, but we can control our decisions. When something goes wrong, the question becomes, what can I do now? That mindset transforms victims into leaders. The moment we stop waiting for someone else to fix our lives is the moment we begin reclaiming our power. Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. Education to truth. Peck emphasizes that personal growth requires honesty. Not just honesty with others, but honesty with ourselves. Many people live behind illusions. They ignore uncomfortable facts. They deny weaknesses. They avoid difficult truths. But growth can only occur when we face reality. Imagine trying to improve your health while refusing to acknowledge unhealthy habits, or trying to improve a relationship while ignoring existing problems. Truth may be uncomfortable, but it provides a foundation for progress. Every step toward self-awareness is a step toward freedom. Balancing priorities. Life constantly presents competing demands. Work versus family, comfort versus growth, short-term pleasure versus long-term goals. Discipline involves making wise choices even when those choices are difficult. Sometimes the correct decision is not obvious. Sometimes every option involves sacrifice. Peck encourages us to make thoughtful decisions rather than reacting impulsively. Maturity develops when we learn to balance competing responsibilities while remaining aligned with our values. Part 3. Understanding True Love. One of the most important sections of the book focuses on love. Peck challenges many popular misconceptions. He argues that love is not simply a feeling. Love is an action. Love is a choice. Love is the willingness to nurture the growth of another person as well as your own. This definition changes everything. Feelings come and go. Emotions fluctuate. Attraction rises and falls. But genuine love involves commitment and effort. It requires action even when emotions are not at their strongest. The difference between love and dependency. Many relationships are based on dependency rather than love. Dependency says, I need you to complete me. Love says, I choose to support your growth. Dependency often creates fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of losing control. Love creates freedom. It encourages both people to develop into their best selves. According to Peck, healthy relationships are not built on possession. They are built on mutual growth. The strongest relationships involve two whole individuals choosing to grow together. Love requires effort. Popular culture often portrays love as effortless. If two people are meant to be together, everything should supposedly happen naturally. Peck disagrees. Real love requires work. It requires listening when you're tired. It requires patience during conflict. It requires forgiveness after mistakes. It requires communication during difficult moments. Love is not proven by what we feel when everything is easy. Love is proven by what we choose when things become difficult. The willingness to invest effort is what transforms affection into genuine love. Part 4. Personal Growth and Spiritual Development. Peck believes that human beings are constantly evolving. Growth does not stop when we leave school. Growth is a lifelong process. Every experience can teach us something. Every challenge can reveal a weakness. Every success can uncover new opportunities. The question is whether we remain open to learning. Many people become trapped by their existing beliefs. They resist new information. They avoid changing their minds. They cling to familiar patterns. Growth requires humility. It requires admitting that we don't know everything. It requires remaining curious. The people who continue learning throughout life are often the people who experience the greatest fulfillment. Facing the unknown. Personal growth often feels uncomfortable because it pushes us into unfamiliar territory. We prefer certainty. We prefer routines. We prefer predictability. Yet growth exists outside our comfort zones. Every major transformation begins with uncertainty. Starting a business, changing careers, moving to a new city, beginning a relationship, learning a new skill, all involve risk. Peck encourages readers to embrace uncertainty as a natural part of development. The unknown is not something to fear. It is where growth happens. Part 5. The Importance of Self-Examination. One of the book's recurring themes is self-awareness. Many people spend more time analyzing others than analyzing themselves. We notice other people's mistakes. We criticize other people's flaws. We focus on external problems. But genuine growth begins internally. Peck encourages us to regularly examine our thoughts, behaviors, and motivations. Questions like, why did I react that way? What am I avoiding? What fears are influencing my decisions? What habits are holding me back? Self-examination can be uncomfortable, but without it, meaningful change becomes impossible. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. You cannot improve what you refuse to examine. Part 6. Courage and Emotional Maturity. Maturity is not determined by age. It is determined by how we handle reality. Emotionally mature people do not avoid challenges. They face them. They do not deny difficult emotions. They process them. They do not blame everyone else for their circumstances. They take responsibility for their actions. Peck argues that courage is essential for growth, not the absence of fear, the willingness to act despite fear. Everyone experiences fear. The difference is that mature individuals refuse to let fear control their lives. They move forward anyway. Expands our confidence. Every difficult challenge we overcome makes the next challenge easier. Part 7. The Spiritual Dimension of Growth. The final sections of the book explore spirituality. Peck does not present spirituality as blind belief. Instead, he describes it as an ongoing journey toward truth, wisdom, and deeper understanding. He suggests that personal growth often reveals a larger sense of purpose. As people become more disciplined, loving, and self-aware, they frequently develop a greater appreciation for life's deeper meaning. Regardless of one's religious beliefs, the central message remains relevant. Human beings thrive when they pursue growth beyond immediate pleasure. A meaningful life requires more than comfort. It requires purpose. It requires contribution. It requires continuous development. The biggest lessons from the road less traveled. Let's summarize the most important lessons from the book. Life is difficult. Accepting this reality reduces unnecessary suffering. Discipline creates freedom. The ability to delay gratification and take responsibility shapes your future. Truth matters. Growth requires honesty with yourself and others. Love is a choice, not just a feeling. Real love actively supports growth. Personal development never ends. Every stage of life offers new opportunities to learn. Self-awareness is essential. You cannot change what you refuse to recognize. Growth requires courage. The road to fulfillment is rarely comfortable. Purpose matters more than comfort. A meaningful life is built through continual growth and contribution. Conclusion: the lasting impact of the road less traveled comes from its refusal to offer easy answers. Instead of promising quick success or instant happiness, Peck presents a more demanding, but ultimately more rewarding message. Growth requires effort, love requires commitment, honesty, and fulfillment requires discipline. The easy road may provide temporary comfort, but lasting transformation comes from choosing the harder path when it matters most. That's why this book continues to resonate with readers decades after its publication. The road less traveled is not the easiest route, but according to Peck, it is the road that leads to genuine maturity, deeper relationships, and a more meaningful life. Thank you for watching, and if you found these lessons valuable, consider how you can apply even one of them today. Sometimes a single step on the right path can change the direction of an entire life.